All right, so marketing your travel business, and that can be very similar to what we do over here. So we are good to go. Oh, hold on, that's right at the end. Let's go back to the very start. Okay, so what is marketing? It is an activity of business or promoting and selling products or a service. So for us, it's our service and it is travel. It includes market, research, and advertising. So some of the things that we can do is social media, in-person events, emails, and virtual events. And obviously, virtual events are getting more and more popular. My favorite is in-person events. I love talking to people. I love talking, full stop. So, some people are introverts or something. I'm just really out there. So I love talking to people. So that's my favorite kind of thing. All right. Every time you are marketing something, whether you are marketing yourself, your business, if you are doing mock bookings, or anything like that, you should always be using some kind of call to action, always. Okay, so a call to action is a powerful prompt that encourages your audience to take the next step, whether it is booking a trip, joining your team, or signing up for more information. It should be very clear, it should be compelling, and create a sense of urgency or excitement. Strong CTA guides people towards action and turns interest into results. Okay. So if you are doing some kind of video, whether you're looking at, selling some kind of travel, getting someone to want to join your team, it is a known fact that the first 3 seconds of your video are very, very important, and you should have a CTA, a call to action on every single thing that you do. All right, so some of the social media that you guys can use down there. So you've got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and X, formerly Twitter. Facebook is probably the most popular. So that's a great source of, to find clients, to do all your advertising in. You should be joining groups all the time. So you can join groups which, like mum groups, dad groups, uh, you know, um, those ones on Facebook where you can go in and like Marketplace, and they have, where they're going to do garage sales and stuff like that, that kind of thing. Those sort of groups, you can jump into them. You can do lots of advertising on there. It's just sort of, creating a presence, but don't just go in and do just, posting. Because if you're just going to be in there and just posting and that's it, you're not going to get a lot of interaction. You want to be engaging. So if somebody's got in there something about going on a trip and they, are unsure on something, always just offer tips and stuff like that. So then they'll ask you questions. I remember, and I remember it very clearly. I was in Australia at Christmas time for Christmas with my family, and I had someone in a Facebook group who had, just put something about traveling to New Zealand, I think it was, and I had answered a question, and from answering that one question, I ended up booking 5 trips just from that one question. So engaging is just as important as, just posting. Instagram's a really good platform to be able to build like a, email, listener email. We'll talk about that as we go. I still think it's very, very important. But you can do lead pages and things like that with that one. TikTok's getting really, really popular. I know it's a big one over here, so I would assume that it's starting to get big over in Australia as well, and New Zealand. But TikTok is really big. And, one of the things that we get taught a lot, and I know that, with the time difference and stuff like that, but Emily Hernandez does I can't say your last name properly, but Kelly Rule, but she does a really, really good training. I think it's every second Wednesday or something, and it is recorded. So if you can't find it, ask your upline and just say, can I? And she actually posts it sometimes, I think, I'm not sure if it's in the Australian page or not, but she has some really, really good trainings on AI, the way to use ChatGPT, and, and that kind of thing. Amy Kabira also does a really good training on a Monday evening, which is called Earn and Learn. And they get recorded and they're put in the Evolution Enterprise page. So they are really, really good trainings on marketing. So, if you can, jump in and watch them because they are worth watching. LinkedIn is a really good source to build business relationships and for networking. And X, you can, like, I know for a while there, I was posting to X on a regular basis. So, you can use those platforms. Like I say, Facebook is probably the biggest one. Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, because TikTok is getting, bigger and bigger. And TikTok too, a lot of people are getting really good sort of interaction with people through doing lives. So I know like some people don't like getting in front of the camera. I don't. I don't like getting in front of physical people. I just like talking to people. So and so they are some of the ways that we can, jump in and do training. Okay, so mock bookings and ads. So these are just a couple of examples that I had done recently. So remember there is never a right or a wrong way to do it. Have a play around, do different things. This one here was a team building one where I had just myself and I just had, make money booking travel. But this white part of that, it was a video and that was just bouncing out all the time. So it's just a way to say, hey, and just like I just jump in and I try different things. Some things work, some things don't. Sometimes it's just a basic ad, just a very, very basic ad that actually, gets more people interacting than not. And like I say, with your Facebook and in your groups, make sure that you are interacting with them. So engage with them, answer questions, and, or just even comment. The more you do it, the more your algorithm is going to pop these up on your Facebook. With Facebook, if you're using your computer more than your phone, your algorithm's going to work more on your computer. So if you're using your phone to do all your engaging or your posting, then it's going to be on your phone. Sometimes it doesn't always, your algorithm doesn't always work on both. So if you're doing, your mock bookings or jumping into groups and stuff like that on your computer, then that algorithm on your computer Facebook is going to pop those up. Whereas if you're on your phone and you're doing all your engagement on your phone, so like you might be sitting in front of the, TV or something, just on your phone going through Facebook and engaging in those groups, your algorithm is going to start to pop up all those different engagements on your phone. And then if you stop, they are going to stop. So it's really important just to keep on top of it, So I spend probably, if I'm not, busy working, I will probably sit there on my phone. Like I'm not actually sitting on my phone just going flicking through Facebook. I'm actually going in and engaging in the different groups that I'm in. So mock bookings, you can do mock bookings in different ways. I do it very basic and very simple. If I'm going to do a mock booking, I'm just going to basically do highlight the good stuff and then put either a deposit or how much it is per person, the travel dates, and then throw in some photos, and that's it. You can use that same mock booking in each of the groups. So you could do, like we were always, when I joined over 3 years ago, I was told join 5 groups in the morning, 5 groups in the afternoon, and put 5 posts in there and 5 in the afternoon. So you're really doing about 10 mock bookings a day, but you're using that same mock booking and you can utilize that and use it for 3 days if you want to. So you could put it 5 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, 5 at night, and you're putting it into those groups. You could do it again the next day and the next day. So if you do that for 3 days in a row, you're going to be in 45 groups. Is it 15? Yeah, 5 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, 5 in the evening. The reason we say 5 is if because you do too many, you're going to end up in Facebook jail. Okay, and we don't want that. All right, so just make sure that you're splitting it up. 5 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, or evening. if you're working full time and you can't, do it. And you could save it on your phone, if you get to work and you're having your smoko break, you can do, throw it into 5 groups, and then at home in the evening, you can throw it into 5 other groups. So, if you do that for 3 days, that is, even just 10 a day, that's 30 groups that you're in. And you consistently do that, you are going to pop up, because as soon as someone starts to think, I need a travel agent, they're going to go, oh, there's that person that, they're in that group all the time. I see their name. What's their name? Oh, yeah, it's Kelly. And they'll go through, they'll look for you, and they will look for you. You're kind of trying to build trust with your clients. Okay, so some of the different social media ways that we can so we've talked, see, 5 in the morning, 5 in the evening, and engage. So some of the reels and videos. So you want to be doing stories, okay, on Facebook, and it can be something as stupid as, it is freezing over here. It is 3 degrees this morning. Yesterday morning, I think it was about 7 degrees. So I was outside, I took a photo, I put it on my story. It's starting to get cold. I think the day before that, it was a picture of my cat. Well, actually, it's my son's cat. He ditched me and went back to Australia, and he left his little cat behind. So, but it was a photo of his cat. And so always, your stories on your Facebook and your Instagram, you should be doing those all the time, even if it's just you making a coffee. Or it could be you on your way to work. It could be you walking down the beach, the Gold Coast beach, or somewhere in beautiful Queensland, or just something. So it's just making sure that you're always on Facebook. So your Facebook stories, and like I say, it could be something really just something simple, but you want to do your videos, your reels, and your posts on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. If you are, LinkedIn's really good if you're looking at team building. You can do LinkedIn ads and that kind of thing. But you want to be showcasing, different things. Like you could be doing destinations, I mean, Bali's a super popular place for, Australians to go to. I know New Zealand love going to places like Rarotonga, but there's Fiji, there's China, there's Thailand. I just booked, well, I didn't, but my son just booked a trip for my brother who's going to Thailand in February. He's in New Zealand. But you could do Travel Tip Tuesday, and talk about different things, give them tips for traveling. You could do it at your traveling. We are always, if we are traveling, we want to be showcasing our traveling. And, the more you travel, I know last year I traveled every single month of the year. So I was on Facebook showcasing my travels all the time. And I had loads of people, but, especially back home, like, they were going, oh my gosh, you live a really good life. And it was like, yeah. But I went to New Orleans. I went to New Orleans. Courtney was actually with me when we went to New Orleans, but we went to New Orleans. I went to St. Louis, Vegas, Mexico. I went back home. I went to Australia. I went to New Zealand. I went to Florida every single month. So I was on there showcasing. So always showcase your travel. If you aren't traveling very much, something as simple as going down to the local beach. You guys are coming into summer, we're going into winter, but you guys are going into summer. So it's, summer season, Barbie's at the park, down the beach, with your cricket set and the family, that kind of thing. So just those kind of things. You want to be building trust on all of your social media sites. When I first started this business, I only had 80 people on my Facebook page. Now I have I think I have a following of nearly 5,000 people. So, making sure that you are adding people as friends. So you want to sort of grow your social media, consistently. You want to grow and grow and grow. So the more people that you have on your Facebook, the more people you're getting, yourself out there to. You might have people on your Facebook page that aren't worth it. Just get rid of them, because we have a limit of how many we can have. So if you've got people on there that are not really people that, are not just benefiting you, but they might be people in, places where they're just following you, or they're not a real they're just a bot or something like that. Get rid of those. Always check who you're letting in to accept their friendship. So don't just accept their friendship because I always check their profile out before I accept their friendship. Because I don't know about you, I probably get easy 10 friend requests a day, easily. And I check their profile before I accept them because I don't want time wasters or people that are just not real people on my Facebook page. Um, like here, so like I said before, putting stories on your Facebook as simple as if you go to the gym, um, at the gym doing whatever this morning, and then, everyday life hacks. But the biggest one to me is, and especially now, we like, often will do a series of 40 reasons, to hire or not hire, but to use a travel agent. And we have so much access to internet information, chat GPT. You can go into chat GPT and you can say, hey, give me a series of, reasons to use a travel agent and for a series to do on my Facebook page, and it will give you 40 reasons to use a travel agent. You got to forgive me. I haven't had much sleep. I've been actually working all weekend, so forgive me. And I think I've only had a couple of hours sleep. But you can go into Chat GPT and ask it to do anything for you. You can go in there and ask it to do. So I did a wedding expo as an example not very long ago. I got 3,500 leads. Obviously, I'm not going to use 3,500 leads. That's way too many for one person. I have about 40 people in my team. Each of those got at least 100 leads, the ones that wanted them. They got 100 leads, some got 200 leads. I think a couple had 300 leads. And when I sent them all of the leads, I sent them tips on, sending them. So I said to them, send them 8 weeks of email. So an email for 8 weeks. And this is what I suggested. So I went into GPT and I said, I have leads from a wedding expo. What should I do? How should I do it? And what would you recommend? And it told me, so 8 weeks of emails, and then they're going to drop down to every 2 weeks. So, all 3,500 people are getting emails from someone, and eventually, well, I know a few of them have already had, people come back and say yes and no, and they're already engaging with them, but they keep sending those. The very first wedding expo I did, I remember last year, it was over 2 years ago. It was 2.5 years ago, I think, when I did my first wedding expo. And in December last year, I booked a cruise for somebody from that wedding expo. So, it might not happen straight away, but if you stay and be consistent, it will happen.
Can I just ask you a question? There was a couple of
Yeah.
questions in the chat. Um, with doing all these on your social media, are you doing it, I think on Facebook, this pertains to, do you do them on your personal page or from your business page? So do you join the groups from your business page or your personal page?
So I joined them from my personal page. I have a business page, and I think I have about 250 people that follow me on my business page, but I don't actually use my business page at all, like at all. And I know I should, but it's there basically to say yes, I have a business, and yes, I'm a travel agent. I guess it's more of just a yes,
It
like I
gives you
do.
credibility when they check on
Exactly.
you that you actually have a, and I do
Yeah,
the same. I
exactly.
do all my posting from my personal page,
Yeah.
and but they can see that I've got a business page.
I'm the same. So yes, I have that credibility. So you want to have a business page, but I do everything from my personal page. And as far as a lot of people I know over here do. It's a lot of people will use their business page their personal page rather than their business page. Because you've got to remember this is social media. These are people that we don't know. These are people that we are engaging with. We're trying to build trust and relationships with these people. So to build it from a business page is okay, but you are personally trying to get we're dealing with some of these people, their trips, like, I booked a couple to Australia and New Zealand. Their trip was worth 40 grand because they went on a cruise, they went to Hamilton Island, they flew first class, 40 grand. I was using their credit card. So you want to build that trust, that relationship with them. So your personal page to me is the best way to go.
Because you're the brand. That's it. You're your own brand. So you're promoting yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can put any name, you can slap any name on your, to your business or whatever, but you are the one that is building your business and you are the one that is important and they are wanting to get to know and trust you. Um, Okay, like I say, every day is a life. So some of the things that we do, for posting and job ads. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn are really good sources if you are looking at team building. I don't know if many of you are, but those are the places where you would go to kind of try and recruit people. But you want to showcase your travel stories, you want to showcase your life because, again, they need to get to know you. So you're the one that is trying to, you know, build some kind of relationship with them. So the more, I'm not saying you have to be very personal, but you want to put yourself out there. You want them to know that you are a real person. You want them to, um, to really sort of get to know you as a person. So, I mean, like loads of people know on my Facebook, like I have one granddaughter, she lives in Brisbane. I have I have a couple of boys that live in Brisbane. That my life, I throw my life out there, but I don't put my personal stuff on there. Like I don't have, stuff on there that is, gonna, and one thing too, never ever, well, especially over here, never ever talk politics on Facebook. Never, if someone's, never argue with anyone on Facebook and, you know, try and keep your Facebook very clean or any of your social medias. Keep it very clean. Don't talk about politics or religion or if you disagree with someone, don't just keep your mouth shut. Like there is so much over here. If I'm on Facebook and I see it, it's like, oh, I just really want to say something, but you can't. You got to keep it nice and clean and just be nice and neutral. But showcase your everyday life. A lot of us probably work as well as do this. I was actually doing this full time, and I would like to keep doing it full time, but I was working 1 day a week for a big store over here, and they had a mishap, and they've had to fire a couple of their managers and some of their staff. So I've stepped up into a management role at the moment. Um, so, I'll put on my Facebook because it's a really cool store. It's a Western wear, cowboy store. So it's a lot of fun and we have a lot of stuff that I can put on my Facebook and things like that if I want to. But just your everyday life, if you're going down to the local beach or, if you're going down to the park or, I mean, we have some amazing things that go on over in Australia and New Zealand that you can just put on there and that kind of thing. And I know Melissa used to like she even just traveled up and down, you know, to Brisbane, because her daughter was moving there, and she just puts, everywhere she goes, even just if you go into the local pub to, have a meal and that kind of thing. I know Kelly, you are always putting stuff on your Facebook where you're going and traveling and when she's on the train and, that kind of thing.
Yep. Where's my office today? Where am I headed to? And those get so much interaction on my page. Um, so I like doing those because I can guarantee after every time I do a ship inspection and I put up a picture of me out the front of a ship for whichever, this is my office today, I will get 10 or 15 messages every day from that. So it
So
works.
really, yeah, really put in there. Your perks. We can talk about the perks that we get now. Um, I know we probably get a few more, kind of perks over here and stuff like that. But, if you're on a trip that you've, been paid for, so you've booked a cruise and you're getting paid your commission, you can put on there, uh, on a cruise that I've been paid to do, or, we have those, I don't know if you guys have seen them, and I don't know, do you have access to Disney, Kelly?
Only through the US site.
So do you get the offers on the Disney cruises or
No.
anything? No. Okay, like
Um,
carnival and stuff
we
like that
can,
though?
I think we can, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I haven't, we can through the Australian, there is an Australian training site. You have to qualify though for by booking stuff before you can actually go through any of that. So you can't just do
Ah,
your training and get anything.
okay.
And we can do our training on the US Disney site, but we don't get the benefits or we don't get the park tickets because our clear cards don't have the Archer IATA on them.
Yeah, yeah, I
So
knew that.
wouldn't get them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I know that the Disney sometimes have those, like they have their Disney, they're called, what are they called? But it's where you can jump on like the last minute kind of cruises, and
Oh,
I've
okay.
seen a few of them in Australia. I think the last one I saw was not that long ago actually, and it was a 4 day, I think 4 or 5 day Disney cruise out
I think we
of,
get sent those offers, but
oh,
um I think we can get sent those offers, but I'm not sure of anyone that's actually taken them up from Archer in Australia. So
oh,
I'm
okay,
not sure of the process of whether it actually works for us.
okay. But those what and fam trips and things like that, like if you're
Fam
on
trips
any
we
of
can
those,
get, yeah.
yeah. If you're on any of those, and like Kelly said, where's my office today? But if you're on those fam trips, um, I'm paid to, or I the perks of going, being a travel agent and you're going off to Bali, or you're going on, a cruise inspection, or you're going to a hotel where you can get really, good deals and stuff like that. You want to, especially if you're team building, you want to talk about the perks and what you get. One of the biggest perks that we get is if we are booking something, we get paid to book it. So that's one of our biggest perks. So really, if you're team building, really utilize that one.
When there's another question if I can ask it before we sort of move on too far.
Sure.
From Sunita. She says, I have my personal profile on Facebook to which I've created a business page. So when I want to invite all and sundry to like my business page, I can't seem to do it from my biz page. It takes me back to my personal profile. Is that correct, or do I need to do something different? I've only
No,
just created my business page, but never really used it. I now need to start posting on Epic Travels, but need to do it right. So yes, she's trying to invite people to her business page, but it keeps taking her back to her personal profile.
that's correct. That's
Is that
correct.
right?
So, yeah, that's right. Because you've created it from your personal page, obviously your business page hasn't got anyone to send invites to. So it's going to send it to all of if you're clicking, invite friends or invite people, it's going to invite just about every single person on your personal page. So that's a good thing. And there are two ways you can do it. I think you can just click it where it will send it to everybody, or you can send it to certain people. So, but that's definitely how you do it. So it's going to be sent from your personal page to invite people. So, if I was inviting them to my business page, it will say that when Karen's Pa is inviting you to whatever page, my business page. So that's right. And you want to be, well, if you want to utilize, especially you want to grow that business page to a certain amount. Like you don't have to have thousands and thousands of people on there, but you want to get it to a point where you are able to do so much more, because if you in your business page, if you haven't got a certain amount of people, it's not going to let you do certain things. So you want to be able to build it to that point where you can, see who's following you and things like that. Because if you've got a very little following, you're not going to be able to utilize all of the things that you can on Facebook. So you want to make sure that you build it up enough, that you can, see who's following you. If you only have 9 people on there, you may not see who those 9 people are. So the more people you have following you, the more you can see what's going on your page. But yes, you want to be inviting them from your personal page. And you want to be putting some kind of posts on there. We have Rolio and Branch Up over here that post to our pages. I know that you guys can use them as well, but it is very geared towards, the States, not Australia. So it will have different deals that are going on around the place. So it could be, some of the cruise lines will post, they post some of the cruise line specials and things like that. But like I say, it's geared to more, the clientele here in the States rather than Australia, and New Zealand. So, it's it's probably, I know, Kelly, you might want to talk on that one with Branch Up because you
Yeah.
used it for a little while, didn't you?
Yeah, I've used Branch Up, but I have Branch Up going to my LinkedIn. But you can, the beauty of it is it is US based, and when you sign up to it, you will have to pretend that you're in the USA, but you can choose which cruise lines or which companies, which suppliers you want to promote. So you can go in and just use the ones that you want. Don't go and let everything post on there. So you can choose which vendors you want to use. And I just use the ones I know that I can book with. So I've screened them. So my Branch Up goes to my LinkedIn. So I've got that coming out every day, at least one post from my LinkedIn that I don't have to go in and worry about it. And then I have Rallyo onto my business page. And I think I've set it up for 3 times a day, the Rallyo ones. So I've got things coming out constantly on my business page, just ticking over, and that works pretty well.
All right. Okay,
And
so in-person
Annette
event.
just said Hootsuite in Australia. I haven't heard of Hootsuite, but I'll have a look at it.
So
It's one where
Hillary,
you
I do
can
them on my
schedule
business
posts.
page. Sorry?
I was just going to say Hootsuite is like one that you can schedule your posts. So if you want to do them all in a day, you can schedule them in Hootsuite and then set
Oh,
the time or day that you want it to go out and to which like platform. So whether you want it to go to Facebook or Instagram. So it's just yeah, it's like a little bit of a management type
okay.
sort of thing.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So I don't know if
sounds
that's
like
like Rallyo or not, but yeah.
no, it's a little bit different because what you're talking about is like a social media um uh
Scheduler.
planner,
Yeah.
scheduler, and I use Social Mongol. I think it's called the one that
Hmm.
I have over here, and I paid $80 for it, and
Yeah.
lifetime access, that kind of thing. Rolio is actually it's geared behind I think it's Royal
Yeah.
Caribbean, is it? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's their
So
social media
they do,
schedule,
yes. Royal Celebrity Silver Seas, I think
and
it
they
is.
yeah. So
Also,
and I'm just
Kelly
gonna pull it
has
up.
said, I know you said to use your personal page a lot. However, can you reach the same result just using the business page? I have 2 small kids that I have on my personal page, which I don't really want people I don't know to be able to access photos of my bubs.
Yeah, so that's yeah, that's a hard one. So I don't post a lot about my kids, and I don't post a lot, and I never have. I don't put, I know a lot of people will celebrate their kids' birthdays and say, "Hey, happy birthday, happy 21st birthday to," so my kids are, my youngest one is Jake, and he's the next one to have a birthday. I don't put on Facebook, happy birthday, baby boy, love you to bits, or happy 17th, or anything like that. Because then, I don't do stuff like that. There is certain things I won't do. Um, I do post photos, but I don't post a lot about my kids, and that kind of thing, because I know that my boys like their privacy. For a while there, I used to ask them, is it okay if I post? So it is a hard one. But
Can I make
yeah,
a suggestion? It's Annette here.
yeah.
So I have a full-time job with another company, And what I do, because I have customers and clients and I need to follow their Facebook pages to see what they're doing with our brands and things. So I actually created, because I've got a separate email address for work, a separate Facebook page. So I've got two profiles. It still has my name, but I don't let my customers access my personal page. So my personal page is private. You have to request, send a friend request it, and I have it sort of on private so you can't see everything. And if a customer requests my personal page, I just don't allow them to have it. And then I will send them a friend request from my business page, like my business profile. So for Kelly, if she doesn't want her friend, like her customers to see things about her kids and still obviously wants to post things about her family, you just set up two different profiles on Facebook. You just have to have a separate email address, like a different email address to your personal one.
Awesome.
That's a good option.
Awesome. Yeah, great option. So just, do that, because, like I say, there's certain things I won't post and there's certain things that I will, and I don't put a lot, on there. I never ever put birthdays or anything, because I think that's a very personal thing, and that's giving away, exactly when they're born. If you're saying, oh, yeah, happy 21st to my baby boy or whatever, you're telling everybody that's his birthday and that's how old he is. And, and I am very cautious and still very, make sure that I don't give out too much information. So, and I know a lot of people do it. I don't, because I think about the safety side of things as well. So just before we do move on, I am going to show what Rolio looks like. So can you see the Rolio page?
Yes.
Okay, so this is what Rolio looks like. So if I'm going to log in, this is what it actually looks like. Okay, so these are the posts that it's going to post. So on the 1st of November, oh no, hold on, we're past the 1st of November, aren't we? So, but these are the posts that it posts. So you can see here it's posting to Facebook, my Instagram and LinkedIn, and it keeps sending me emails to say, I need to reconnect my TikTok. I don't want to connect my TikTok, so I haven't. But you can connect it to all of these here. So it is called Rolio, and I will put the link in the chat box so you can click it and you can sign up to it because you're allowed to. So that's Rolio. The other one here, which is Branch Up. But like I say, Branch Up is more geared to us over here. So as you can see, and it will only do it to your business pages, okay? It will not send it to your personal page. Now I will put Branch Up in there so if you want to go in and have a look, sign up to it, have a look and see if it's going to work for you. So they're both in the chat box. But this basically sets up to my my Facebook page and does all the different kind of travels. And maybe you want to just do it because then it's something going to your Facebook page. The good thing with Branch Up, you can connect it to your Facebook, your LinkedIn, and you can do a client newsletter as well. They do that themselves and they send you an email saying that the newsletter is due to go out. And you can go in and you can change it to, put something in there or take something out or, that kind of thing. But again, like I say, it is quite geared to us over here. You cannot have it connected to your Instagram. They charge you for that, but that's what those two are all about. So click on them, see if you want to join them to your Facebook pages, up to you. But in-person events, okay, so networking events. Now, I know that there are loads of those going over, or that kind of thing over home. You have expos, you have vendor shows, farmers markets at school or school events. So, if you've got kids in their school or, that kind of thing and doing some kind of event, you can set up a table. All right, so network groups get together and mingle. So I used to be involved in a few of them back home and they were great. I know that there is one which is called Meetup, and I think that's worldwide because it's over here as well. But I used to be in one in Brisbane, and we would just meet up in Daisy Hill, and just sort of you get together, meet people, interact, swap business cards, and that kind of thing. Going to sport event. I mean, sports is a huge, huge thing over there. We were always traveling. My kids played rugby league, even AFL at one stage. So, we were forever on the road. One of my kids was like he was, state, like he played a lot of states and stuff like that. He was a big rep player. So we were forever, ever traveling. But there was, we were part of a club and that kind of thing. So you could, get together. You can do travel parties. You can do them in person. You can do them online. And when I say travel parties, so, if you were, say you've got, do a travel party where you can invite people either over, have some drinks, Barbie, sit around the table and talk travel, or get online and showcase a trip to Bali or something like that. Showcase a cruise and invite them to go on that cruise or invite them to go to Bali and book it for them, have those options and, that kind of thing. Set up tables at sport events and do you get collateral from your suppliers? Can you get your collateral or your brochures and stuff like that from
And you
suppliers?
can. You go
Yeah.
to some of them you can just order them off their website. Some of them you got to go to TIFFs or Brochure Flow. Usually TIFFs, I think it's called, and you can get brochures delivered directly to your home for free.
And yeah, and they are all free, so why not? And Mel, do you have a question?
Yeah, sorry. Just going back to Rolio. I've
Yeah.
started getting every day. I'm starting to get a message from the support to say that I've got a message, and that so and so is waiting for a response. But I don't know where to go to find out what the message is. So do you get that in yours?
No, I've not ever had a message in mine. No.
I don't know. It comes from support at Rolio, and it just says that travel has one message, and it's got Hilda is waiting for a response. And then it says that Hilda's added someone to a group, but it might not be Hilda, it might be someone else another day. But it's coming through on Rolio, and I just thought I'd ask if that's something that you find that you get.
No, I don't. And my suggestion would be, you see the little chat box down here? My suggestion would be to ask the question in here.
Okay.
That's what I would do because I don't even have an area on my Rolio if someone was to send me a message where to go to it. I have little notifications in there, but there's no communication or anything like that in there. So
Yeah, because I went into where there is actually a box that says messages, and I went in there and there's nothing there. So I
no,
don't
so
know what. I
yeah,
don't know
I
what.
would just double check in that box there.
No, it doesn't go to my socials.
All right. Okay, so some of the setups that you could do. So these are just a couple. So some fun ones. This one obviously was very Hawaiian themed. And we just got brochures on there, a little globe on there, and that kind of thing. You could do that if you were, doing some kind of fun event. Around holiday times, you can add different things. But you can see on this one here, they've got like some balloons in the background. There's a little airplane with some blow up balloons and some brochures. One of the things that I would always suggest is always have a QR code. Everybody should have a bio site, which we will talk about shortly, but everybody should have that one, and you should have a QR code where people can just snap their phone and it takes them straight to your bio site where they can see all the everything about you. This was the latest wedding expo. No, was it the latest one? No, that was one of the first ones I think I did. I don't know where the photos. My husband did the last one with me. We had an absolute ball. And we really did. We had an absolute ball. We were there all day. We ran out of everything. that we had. We had little boxes of candy. They're just little suitcases that you can get online from Amazon, and we had a little candy in them, or lollies. Look Americanized how I am, candy. So we just put that in there, and we gave out business cards. We gave out, I'm part of a non-profit organization over here. We gave out, our Divas stuff, and we just had an absolute ball, But make sure that you do have the correct brochures. Okay, so don't go to a wedding expo with, and I'm not going to say Disney, because Disney actually goes really well anywhere. Everybody knows about Disney. Whether you're in New Zealand, Australia, Europe, everybody knows about Disney. So Disney's always a really good one to have. But if you're doing a wedding one, then you want to make sure that it's themed for weddings. So, make sure you just have the right collateral. And sometimes you can have too much. Sometimes you can, less is better. But have a few little prompts on there as well. But one of the things you really want to do is make sure that you're collecting email addresses. Okay, so I just use an iPad, and I have a thing on there where they just put in their name, their email, their phone number, and that's it. And I collect it that way. Email marketing, it's still a really good way to market. It is not gone out the window. It is still one of the most important and best ways to still market. So have an email list. Everybody you talk to, try and grab their email. Build your list, offer a freebie if you want to get them. Use Instagram, lead pages, live events. You just want to be trying to get as many emails as you can. Establish trust. So provide useful information in your campaigns. Like I say, we talked about the branch up. They do an email, once a month. They send it out to everybody. It is, but you know what? You can just jump onto Canva, and you can do a newsletter on Canva, and you can send it out to your clients that way. You can go on to a BCC and send all your clients an email all at once. Add your list and off you go. That's how I do it. I did have Travify. I don't know how to use it, and I honestly, I didn't have the time to even, want to learn how to use it. I just do everything by BCC. So all the emails I send, whether it is to my team, whether it is to my clients as a monthly newsletter, I always just BCC. And if I've got too many, I'll just split it up into a couple of different emails and just send it off. But you can go in, we have so much access to AI, ChatGPT, Canva is awesome, where we can just do a newsletter and bang, send it out to everyone. So that's why I think email marketing is still really, really important, but make sure you're being consistent. So whether you're sending a weekly one, whether you're sending a fortnightly one, or you're sending a monthly one, but you should be sending something to your email list on a regular basis. Keep the content engaging. Okay, so whether or not you're sending off a cruise special, it could be a special to Bali, Asia, Disney, you could send them off to Disney, but it is still very, very, very important. It's a great way to keep your marketing going, and it doesn't have to be a big, job. It really can be quite basic. Just, keep it simple, and remember that call to action. You should always be putting in a call to action, and pretty pictures. People love pretty pictures, so always put in a really pretty picture of something that, will keep them, engaged. Reviews. All right. So again, on Facebook, you can go onto Facebook, just booked another trip for so and so, or stick your reviews on there. Your reviews are really, really important. These were just a couple of examples of reviews, but put out there. So this one here, she actually put pictures into her reviews. Reviews are really, really important. That's something I'm not very good at. I should be sending them to clients after every trip, and I just don't. But reviews are really important. Ask them if you can utilize their reviews. Put the reviews on Facebook. You know, client just booked this, just did that, and what have you. So that's a really, really important one. Okay, so marketing and ways that you should be and can be marketing. So some of the things that we can use is Canva. We have a free site. You can go into a free site for Canva and you can make newsletters, you can make posts, you can make videos, you can make just about anything. And it has an AI system where you can go into Canva and say, hey, can you do me a newsletter, or can you do me a post using this color, these words, combine that with ChatGPT and copy and paste from ChatGPT over to Canva and get that to make you, something pretty. The other one that you can, oh look, I put chat, but it's supposed to be cat, is CapCut is that's another video one that you can use, and they have a free version as well. You can use Adobe, TikTok Reels. You can go and add a video and do all sorts of different things, add filters. Same with Instagram Reels. So you should be posting daily. Like when I first came into the business, I was told, post 3 times a day. I definitely don't do that anymore. And try and post a win or a grateful, or a happy client, a review, or a mock booking, or even an itinerary. If you're booking something for someone, use that itinerary as a mock booking. So you're not doubling your work. You're making an itinerary and then use that as a mock booking. How do you get people to do a review? Uh, well, the ones that, get your clients. So when you're booking, or if you have, like when I first came into it, I got friends or people that I've dealt with in the past just to write me, a review on what kind of person I was. Because you don't want people to write you a review just because you need a review on travel. You don't want people to lie. You don't want to, be put something that isn't true. So just ask them to write a review of what kind of person you are. If you're a nice person and they like dealing with you, get them to write you a review of what kind of person you actually are, that kind of thing. And then every client that you book for, you want to ask for a review. And then, like I say, I'm not very good at doing that. I try and send them, some people are very good at it. They send them an email straight up after, and that's what I have started to do. But I don't book as much as I used to, because I focused on team building, these last 6 months. But business cards, so you can use Vistaprint or Canva. Vistaprint is, I think they're great. I used them in Australia before I moved to the States. Um, and so Vistaprint, I think you can get pretty good deals through Vistaprint or Canva. You can place them at servos, fast food joints, real estates, hairdressers, dentists, doctors, staple them to brochures, do letter drops and sports clubs. If you've got kids or yourself, you play sports. Like I played squash. My kids played sports. Just give them to anyone and everybody. And Annette said she uses Zazzle for her cards. They have great quality cards. So
Yeah,
I
they
don't know
do.
of them.
Yeah.
So
They're a bit like a Canva, so you can actually create your own cards and things in there, and then you can order them to be printed. But I did some with Canva and I did some with the Zazzle, and the Canva ones were really bad. So I've
okay.
stuck with the Zazzle ones. They're really good. Yeah.
Same with Vistaprint. You can actually make your own cards through
Yeah,
Vistaprint as well.
Vistaprint's good too. Yeah.
And they are, yeah. We had to redo our cards not long ago. It cost me $35 to get 500 cards. And that was one side. I think I paid a little bit extra for mine because mine are double-sided. I think I might have paid like, I don't know, $42 or something for 500 cards. That's American, but I know, when I was in Australia, I know that my cards were I always got them through Vistaprint. They were always really good quality and they were always really good price. So yeah, I haven't done Canva. I know people, I know a few people that have used Canva over here, but saying that, I have brought brochures through Canva and they are beautiful. They were really beautiful. So I was really impressed with that. And Black Friday's coming up too. So there's loads of specials going out at the moment. You know, with Black Friday, there'll be loads and loads of specials. Bio site. Okay, so as I mentioned, everybody should have a bio site. Linktree, Linktree and Popple are probably the most popular, but there's other ones that are out there. There's loads of them out there now, Solo, Squarespace, etc. But I use Linktree. It is free. It looks good. And I know I did a training for my team on it not long ago because I told them they all need to. The good thing with having those bio sites is some of those sites let you add your affiliated links into it. And obviously, you know, with some of our suppliers, we do get those affiliated links. Viator do affiliated links. Royal do it. Virgin do it, and I know Virgin's not going out of Australia at the moment, but Virgin do it. Disney do offer you a mini site, but you can't book through it. There's a few others as well, but you should all have a bio site. You know, you can get your vendor collateral, your brochures and what have you. Like I said, you know, you can put them into doctors, doctors, dentists, hairdressers, nail salons and stuff like that. Especially if you go and get, you know, your hair done at a certain place, you know, and you have a good relationship with your hairdressers or your nail salons or, you know, stuff like that. You know, say, hey, can I put my cards in here? I had my cards at the bank, you know, at my local bank, and I actually booked for them. So, you know, business cards I think are really, really good to have. But you've got newsletters. So newsletters are for schools, sports, churches, local corner stores, and do a referral program, you know. Say to your clients, you know, if you refer me to a friend, I'm gonna give you, you know, $20 gift card or something like that, you know. So maybe do a referral program of some sort. And that's it. Any Q&A? Are we at Q&A? See, if you have any questions, you can unmute and ask Kelly, myself, or even Courtney. Is Courtney still on here? She's still on here. Even at Courtney. Utilize Courtney. Like I say, she's been in the business for 9 years.
So you mentioned like giving somebody a gift card, you know, for referral and everything. How do we do a gift card situation? Because I have been asked that before, but I'm only fairly new to all this.
Kelly, do you want to answer that one? You're muted. So
Can you just say that again? Sorry.
So I've been asked before about gift cards and stuff, so people can get something as a gift, but I'm only new to the business. Is there a way that we can do the gift cards in a professional way?
I know over here, some people will, over here, gift cards. So someone will send someone a gift card via the internet, whether it might be an Amazon one, it could be a Starbucks, something like that.
So yeah, I was just wondering, is there like a way that we can do that credit for somebody and give a gift card?
I remember, and I haven't done this for a while, but I did do it. Actually, I did do it in the before COVID. I've got Square set up for my business. And Square actually do gift cards, and they can do them branded with your name and stuff on them. So if you have Square set up, for invoicing, say if you were doing a booking and you had to do a booking fee for a flight or something and you had Square set up, I know Square, you can actually order gift cards, branded gift cards through them, and then you can load them with whatever money, like whatever amount that whoever buys the gift card for, you can do that. I know that one, they do that for a fact. I'm not sure if Vistaprint do anything like that, but I know Square do.
Okay. Thank you.
That's all right.
Courtney, I think, is going to unmute. She said she makes a gift card in Canva. I don't like, some of yous might have an upline that have a voucher program as well. Now some of them have a voucher program that allows, that you can give out, and there's like a 7-day one where there's like 3,500 resorts worldwide. Okay, so that one I know, but it depends whether or not your upline has access to them or not. That's something you would need to ask your mentor, your sponsor, or, your upline. But
So you're
they,
talking about vacation certificates?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of them are like, some of them may work, but some of them don't. So I don't know who your uplines are, or that kind of thing. But some have them where they have like a 7-day resort stay that can work with Australians and New Zealanders. That's the only voucher that I know of that you could maybe, but like I say, not all uplines, not all platinums have them. But you could ask your upline, if they have access to that particular one, because that is the only one that would work.
Okay, I did ask her because it did come up only I think it was like 3 weeks in and it got asked. So I did ask her about it and she said that is something that you can work on later down the line, but she doesn't know of any of the Australian vendors that do gift cards in that sense because they were asking for a hotel stay. So I wasn't sure if that was like a personal thing or if it was something that I could do through one of the vendors.
Australian vendors
I have a
don't,
question.
as far as I know, Australian vendors don't do gift cards.
Okay, so it's just like a personal thing. You have your own travel name on it and you take their money and then keep
Yeah, so somebody would
that
have to pay for it. Say if mum wanted to send a $50 gift card to her brother for a birthday, then you could make one up.
Okay.
Yeah, so
But
I
yeah.
was gonna add that. So my question was, are they paying for a hotel stay for somebody else? Are they paying for a cruise for somebody else? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, so they wanted to get a hotel stay for a friend of theirs as a celebration.
Okay, I understand. I appreciate the clarity. This is Courtney. So yeah, you guys can go on any of your platforms like Canva, Zazzle, and any of those platforms to make, flyers and whatnot. But if you type in gift card, you can make a personalized one. Then you can put your business name on there, make a little business logo, and then if you want to gift that and say, hey, if they're wanting to give that to somebody, right, they can, and they'll know like, oh, I'm gonna, this is for you. Just let me know when you're gonna do it so I can give, pay Susie the $100 on my behalf, right? So then that credit card authorization form would be whoever is, paying for it or they're giving the money to. I know at like our grocery stores, when like our grocery stores have like, gift cards like to cruises. So I don't know, Kelly and others, if you guys at your grocery stores have gift
No.
cards in places.
They have gift cards, but
have-
I've never seen a cruise one.
Yeah, no, they do have those gift cards, but they're not, they're just like gift cards to um Xbox. They might be a Rebels, which is a sports store
Yeah.
down, or
Or a general
um,
Visa gift card or something like that,
Yeah.
where you
Yeah,
can.
so I would,
Yeah.
I would say maybe like also using like a general Visa gift card that someone wants to purchase for somebody else, like, hey, this is for the hotel, or easy, just like you guys said, hey, I'm gonna pay for so and so's trip. Here you go. And if you wanted to make like a little thank you, gift card for them to give to somebody else, they can do that too.
Okay.
I think
Thank you.
creating something personal would be nice.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah. And Canva is amazing. Like, it really is. Like, Canva has so much that you can do on it. It's really quite like, I love Canva. I think it's absolutely awesome because you can do so much on it. Anyone got any other questions? No.
They're also quiet.
Yes, I do. Sorry, it's Annette. So when you're saying before about posting the job ads, like in other words, to recruit, is that to recruit people?
Yes.
Is that what? Yes. Okay. So so we're allowed to do that on all those platforms? Like as in
There
a
are
job
some
ad?
media platforms.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like on
so
Facebook, Instagram.
you can, but be aware that in Australia, you
Mm,
can't post it as a job.
Mm.
You have
okay.
to
Well,
be
you can't post
extremely
it as a
clear.
job
Yeah.
at all.
You have
Ever.
to be extremely
Any.
clear that it is a business opportunity,
Yeah.
not a job, because
Yeah.
you'll get in lots of trouble if
Yeah.
you're posting it as a job.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted to clarify that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
just be
you can
super
post
clear.
them on. Yeah, you can post them on any site. LinkedIn, you can do it on LinkedIn as well. I always like over here we call it a 1099. You guys, it's obviously an ABN. But over
Mm-hmm.
here it's called a 1099. So
Yeah.
every time I do a like if I'm using a job board, I will put
Mm-hmm.
in the job board that it is a 1099. It is an independent contracting position and it's commission based only. So I will
Okay.
put that because
Yes, I would
I'm
put
no
that
way in
too,
the world.
but not,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not going to put myself out there to be
Mm.
ripped into pieces because I've said, oh, this is a job and you're going to get paid or, anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Okay.
do it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So always just, make sure that
Mhm.
they know it's
So
an
just be careful of your wording. So like even if you say I get paid to book travel, technically that is very, very precarious
Yeah.
writing
Okay.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
in
I
Australia.
do
You
that.
could say I earn commission for booking travel.
Yeah, you
Well, I
can
get
say that.
paid,
Yeah.
but you
Yeah.
do get paid
We
to
get
book
paid
travel.
good. I say I get paid excellent commission,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. So you put the word commission in. Yeah.
I do, I also make sure I say independent contractor.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
So
Is
I
that for a job
never say it's job ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
is
And
that
most of the time I say this is not a job.
Yes.
so
Okay.
the way that I word it is
Mm.
I do put I get paid to book hotels because I do.
Yeah,
I get
but
paid to
I
cruises because
elaborate a little bit only
Mm.
because I would say as an independent contractor I get paid. Yes. Only because people don't read properly. And
Mm.
then they're like, I'm ready to start. What do you mean I've got to pay? And they
Yeah.
don't listen to you. So
Yeah.
and I
yeah,
think it's how you word it as well. So
yeah,
I do put I get paid to book travel. I get paid to book cruises. I get paid to do this. I put that, but then but I follow it up with I'm just going to have a quick look at one of the things. What is Oz? Ours is a 1099. Yours is sorry. ABN, Australian Business Number, is what
Mm.
that stands for, Courtney. So, yeah, Australian business number. So it's an ABN. And in New Zealand, it is called a sole trader. So I don't know if there's anyone from New Zealand on here, but in New Zealand, it is called sole trader, and Australia, it's an ABN.
Well, I'm technically a Kiwi, but I live in Aussie, and yes, it is called a sole trader.
It is sole trader because I was a
you can
sole
still
trader
call it
when I
sole
was.
trader in Australia. A lot of people
Yeah.
understand what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But over here, it's so people over here, or people recruiting people from over here. I've had to educate a lot of people on and in New Zealand, it's a sole
So
trader.
ours in Australia is called an ABN, but you can apply for it as a sole trader
As a
or a
sole trader, yeah.
director or a partnership.
Yeah.
If you're a partner of a business. So there's different variations to how you
Yeah.
use your ABN. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly,
Or
yeah.
register your ABN. Yeah. There's options.
Yeah.
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 Cool.
Like I said,
Thank
I've
you.
had to educate over here because I've been a sole trader in New Zealand. I worked as a sole trader I was commission based when I lived in New Zealand. I've been commission based when I've lived in Australia. So, it's educating, people over here that don't, that
Yeah.
don't, no. So that's what I love about Courtney. Courtney does her homework, and that's what I love when they actually do their homework before they take on someone in Australia or New Zealand. So
Yeah.
yeah. Courtney LOL trying to remember all the countries. Yes. Yeah, I agree.
She's
I agree.
fabulous.
Yeah, she is. She is. So yeah. All right. So has anyone got any other questions? Has anyone used marketing agencies to market for them? No. I don't pay anyone to do
Too
anything.
expensive.
Yeah.
Mm.
So really, no. No. I put my kids to work.
Hey, there's nothing
That,
wrong with flyers in letterboxes, and they're not that expensive to get like 1,000 flyers printed up, and they work.
yeah. And
So
like I
when you
say,
say
with Black
flyers,
Friday
what kind of
coming up,
flyers?
You could just do a little flyer introducing your business and what you'd like, like a bigger version of your business card, and just, what you do, and some really cool pictures. Or you could put a couple of mock bookings on there with your details on it, and put them in on notice boards or in letterboxes or whatever. So you're just limited by your imagination, really. You've got pretty much free reign of what you want to put on there.
So with the mock bookings though, like because it's got certain prices and stuff, if they change and then somebody comes back and it's more expensive or
You
anything
always
like
say
that.
priced from,
Okay.
and that covers that, because things change.
Okay.
I want to just share my screen again for a quick minute. Okay, so this is basic. Oh shit, am I doing the right screen? What screen am I showing?
What about us?
Oh yeah,
What about
that's right. Sorry, I've got three of them. Sorry. Okay, so this is an example of a flyer that I would use and have printed up in the past. So it has my business logo, Australia and New Zealand. Obviously, I'm showcasing Australia and New Zealand. My little to thingy-majingy, my QR code there that links them to my bio site, my link tree. It talks here. So that is one side. So this is a flyer that, turns into like a three-fold
yeah.
flyer. And so that's one side and that's the other side there. So that is an example of what a flyer would look like.
Okay.
Or it could be a flyer where you are, if you're doing an event, I always say, like my Facebook page, click on my link, that kind of thing, your QR code. And, or you could have one where you've got a flyer and it's talking about your business, put your QR code on there to collect their email address or something like that. So
Okay.
your flyers can be just about anything. And like Kelly said, put them into the letterboxes.
Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing shortly. So I got my business cards. I've been handing those out, but I've been wanting to do a flyer makeup. I just wasn't sure how to get that started, so that way I can just do a
Yeah.
local letterbox drop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do Canva. Have you got access?
Canva's
Do you
easy.
have a Canva account?
Yeah, I've got.
Yeah.
I do most of my advertising on Canva.
Yeah, so
make
yeah,
all my
use Canva
stuff.
to,
Just write in the little text box what you want,
yeah.
and then
So
click AI generation and let them do it, and it'll come up
Oh,
with
okay.
something spectacular, and then you just edit it. If make sure all the details are good, and then edit it, and
Okay.
then
So
I
print
didn't
it.
know that was an option in Canva. I'm still playing with it a little bit.
Yeah,
so
I
what
just
do you
started doing my Facebook posts like that. I just add in, like, I've got a team, what do you call it? Family games night that I'm doing on Wednesday night, and I just put in what I wanted to say, and just clicked AI generate, and it just did it. And I went, oh,
Okay.
that looks good. All the details
so
are good.
So what do
so
you
will
mean
you put
AI
your
generate? Oh,
so will you can you see my Canva page on here?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
make me a post for Facebook advertising Bali and make it look pretty and and sassy. And then you click Canva AI here
So do you get the Canva AI on the free, or do you have to pay for it?
Well, you get it on the free.
Okay.
Okay, so now it's just going to generate some ideas here. Now it's just polishing details. It tells you as it goes. So this is really good to use along with Chat GPT. So you can go into Chat GPT, tell Chat GPT what you want, and then transfer it over here. And if you want some ideas on how to use it, like I say, Emily did some really, really good training. So then look, this is what it comes up with. So it comes up with all these different things here. So and you can just click on which one you want. Just go back here, which one. So you can just click on whatever one you want, or you decide on, and then escape vibes there, and then you can go use Canva editor, and then it will come up, and then you can start changing the words or add or disadd. You might want to add your all the way down the bottom here. Oh my
So
God,
how do you put your barcode or your QR code on?
well, there,
Once you
Canva.
upload it, you just upload it and click on it.
Yeah. And just add it there.
You ever upload it from where?
Your bio site.
From
See this
LinkedIn.
on
Oh,
the
that's
purple side here, it says upload files. The
yeah.
purple bar. You click
Yeah.
that, and then because you'll have it saved on your computer somewhere, you click that and upload it, and it'll come
Yeah.
into that little, all the pictures
Yeah.
that you've uploaded are in that little thing.
Sorry, how do you get the actual QR code?
Yeah, that's I think what I was
So
meaning.
that's you get your QR code from your bio site when you make your bio site. So
Thank you.
if you want us to do a training on bio sites, we can do that. We can do that on the 24th. Is that the date, Kelly?
Yes. Yes.
You can. Are you still recording? You could probably stop recording by now too.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to do